Lockdown Review. Anne Hathaway and Chiwetel Ejiofor excel as a couple in lockdown in Doug Liman's up-to-the-minute pandemic drama. It was likely, if not downright inevitable, that in the year of our lockdown, somebody would make a drama called Lockdown, about a handful of people in lockdown. The director Doug Liman and the screenwriter Stephen Knight conceived their movie in July, sold it in September, and had completed shooting it, in London, by the end of October. They turned it around nearly as quickly as Steven Soderbergh did The Girlfriend Experience, his shoestring guerrilla drama shot at the end of 2008 in response to the global economic meltdown. In more ways than not, Lockdown, which premieres on HBO Max on January 14th, feels like one of the modestly budgeted, shot-on-the-fly movies that Soderbergh has been making as palate cleansers ever since Full Frontal, in 2002. The film is set over a few days during the first month of the pandemic. There's a radio reference to the British Prime Minister Boris Johnson being hospitalised, which occurred last April, and the heart of it unfolds in a townhouse on Great Portland Street in West London, where Anne Hathaway and Chiwetel Ejiofor, as a veteran couple, hang out, thrash around, bounce off the walls, and spill their guts, all as a way of trying to avoid cracking up under the strain of forced confinement. Lockdown has a good time satirizing such now iconic COVID-19 rituals as the forced civility of corporate Zoom calls, the AED agony of socially distanced lines to get into supermarkets, the falling into old addictive habits, or in this case smoking, guzzling wine, and going off the wagon after 10 years to smoke opium, and more than any of that, the claustrophobic ritual of talking as a kind of desperate existential self-therapy. The film's deadpan atmosphere of voyeuristic impishness, the casual Shaggy Dog cameos by stars Ben Stiller, Mindy Kaling, Claes Bang, who would be featured gets for most directors, the fact that the film ultimately turns into a desperado heist drama like Logan Lucky. At this point, you could almost say that a Lockdown belongs to the Soderbergh genre. The one distinctive difference is that Stephen Knight, who made the superb Tom Hardy Into the Night solo drama, Lock the 2014, has written an exuberantly verbose screenplay that allows Hathaway and Ejiofor to attack their characters as if they were acting on stage in some delirious Sam Shepard two-hander. Lockdown, which begins with a hedgehog wriggling down the garden steps like a refined version of the gopher mascot in Caddyshack, never loses its light, floridly witty, slightly detached tone of "look, we're remaking a movie here." But it's also a lockdown drama that has more than a little on its mind. Ejiofor's character, Paxton, is a former druggie and biker who's still clinging to his bad boy days, though he's now a van driver trapped in a nattering intellectual bunker of eloquent self-loathing. "My superanalysis of every grain of sand, every word," says Paxton. "Being locked up is making it worse." Linda, a CEO with issues of her own, heads the UK division of a ruthlessly immoral conglomerate, and beneath her backstabbing acumen lies a woman of conscience who has watched herself betray herself. After 10 years together, these two have hit the skids. Linda announces, early on, that she's leaving the relationship, and the movie is about how lockdown, for the two of them, becomes a kind of truth game that pushes them apart and pulls them together. Lockdown, at times, generates an uneasy mixture of intimacy and showiness, yet it's a kick to watch a couple of actors who are this terrific pull out all the stops. Ejiofor, a master of understatement, plays Paxton as a likable blowhard who overstates his own angst. He's also a lyric soul who shouts poetry on the street, and he brings it off by lending even the character's windiest monologues a crestfallen edge. Hathaway, meanwhile, makes Linda the kind of high-strung tornado who speaks from the tick of her brain. It's as if her character from A Rachel Getting Married had grown up and gone straight, taming but never quite repressing her inner manic hunger. There's no denying that these two are living a privileged life. Yet as the film sees it, even that offers little protection from the cruelties that lockdown has a way of unleashing. Paxton, in the midst of finally selling his beloved motorcycle, finds that he may be losing everything: his partner, his identity as a rebel, his reason for being. Ejiofor has a speech about taking the bike out for one last ride and lighting up a smoke with the tobacco. He says, "Tastes like youth," that will speak to anyone who has ever felt forced to leave the past behind.
Okay, if you like this video, don't forget to click like and comment down below. See you in the next video.